finally, Over the Top Rope Wrestling has come back to YouTube. Yeah, I mean, it's just been busy. You know, when you're not monetized on this, it's not put as a first priority. It's put as a second priority to life. So we've both been kind of busy, but you know what? We're back. About a month later, we're gonna catch up on everything that happened at WrestleMania, and then dive into what's to come in the future. So why don't you take us away?
First of all, John Cena won the 17th World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, we all knew it was gonna happen.
I predicted it. I saw it coming.
Me too.
Since when he announced the tour. My thoughts on it.
Nobody saw it coming as a
Everyone hated Mania, like that match especially.
Included.
I liked it.
So you want to talk about Mania as a whole?
I didn't just promote myself too. On my channel, I did do a Mania thoughts video. You want to kind of see my immediate thoughts about Mania? Go check that out. I didn't just kind of say what I wanted to say about Cena and that probably about Mania. But with Cena winning that championship and having a fucking ass match. Don't get me wrong, the match was fucking ass. I don't want to say ass. It was a match, not a Mania match. I would say it was like a Vince McMahon Mania match. In like that kind of era.
Punk should have been main event at night too. Punk Roman Rollins.
Don't get me wrong, the match wasn't bad. Like, personally, I was entertained. I won't say it was an entertaining match to most. It just for finishers and that's it. But he did say he was trying to ruin wrestling, and to kind of act on ruining wrestling, he doesn't have bad matches. He said that. So why are you gonna get mad after Cena said, I don't know, ruin wrestling? So anyone that thinks, oh, that match was ass, this one has happened, you are fucking stupid. And the match was good for what it needed to do for the storyline with ruining wrestling.
Yeah, so WrestleMania as a whole, to me, just felt like a random episode of Raw. I did enjoy Night 1. Night 1 felt like a WrestleMania. Night 2, it really didn't. I mean, it just kind of felt like...
I have the opposite opinion.
Really?
Night 1 was carried, I feel like.
By the main event?
Yeah, but also, I wouldn't say, like, fully carried. New Day and Mike and Wade was fucking a Raw match.
In a way, it's kind of like... you know, they're kind of opposite, because like Night 1, every match sucked leading up to the main event, and then Night 2, every match was great except the main event. So that if you switch the main events, Night 1 sucks and Night 2's amazing. But to me, with the whole Cena thing, you know, I loved it. Alright, and I know I'm in the minority here, but I loved it solely for the fact that that was heel John Cena. People are complaining John Cena's heel character doesn't have a storyline. John Cena's heel character gets a storyline of ruining wrestling. He gives a match that everybody shits on, and then people don't like it. Like, I think the thing is, people just aren't ready to accept the fact that John Cena's a heel. We all know he's going to turn face soon. It's just a matter of when.
I'm scared how they're going to do it. If I don't be honest, I'm scared of how are they going to make him a face again.
Originally, I had said, you know, I think R-Truth should have dethroned Cena at the end of the year. But now they're doing this match at Saturday night's main event.
I like that they're doing it at this pay-per-view. And also...
Because Truth's never won a world title. So if you have Truth...
He ain't fucking winning! Get the fuck out of here.
Now he's not. I'm saying at the end of the year, I think it would have been cool. And then you could have had Money in the Bank run out and cash in on him. Like, so that he only has like a couple-minute run. But, so here's my theory, right? Karrion Kross, where you know he's known to like switch people from face to heel to face. He's also blowing up right now. Everybody, all the fans love him. So I'm not saying...
I just saw him in like 5 TikToks today.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm not saying have him take the belt from Cena. I'm saying have him like in a backstage interview with Cena like he does with AJ Styles and all those people. And he did with the New Day. And have him tell Cena, because to me, Kross ain't a heel. I think Kross is just like a tweener who goes after everybody.
Yeah, he kind of is.
I think he's just meant to be that guy that's there, that just is honest with everybody. And sometimes he's a heel, sometimes he's a face. So you have Kross go backstage with Cena in some sort of backstage interview or something with Cena, because we see Cena walking backstage all the time. So you have Kross say to him something along the lines of, "Dude, we can all see it in your face. We all know you hate turning your back on the fans. We all know that." And then you could play off of that Cena turns face, cross effect happens again, makes cross even bigger. And because, I mean, they can't keep Cena heel for that long.
They can't.
He's only got a few months left. He's got to spend his last few months as a face. Especially with Cena versus Punk inevitably happening
That
this
shit
summer.
doesn't happen at SummerSlam, man. And
Yeah.
I might not be able to go.
Summer
I
of
don't
Punk.
know, man.
Summer of Punk 3.0. Or would it be? Yeah, I think it'd be 4.0 because we had ROH Summer of Punk. WWE Summer of Punk. AEW Summer of Punk. Now we're going to have WWE Summer of Punk 2.0.
It's definitely a big, like, I would say, like, topic, like, him and Punk. Cena and Punk.
Well, I watched this interview.
I can't wait to see it again. I really can't.
I watched this interview that Cena did where he named his top 3 feuds and opponents.
Yeah.
He said Rock, Orton, Punk. So
I'm not surprised. But like, picking back off of that, going into like SummerSlam, kind of skipping over everything that else happened. What do you think, like, matches that might happen at SummerSlam?
Some matches that I think will happen at SummerSlam. Well, I mean, Punk Cena is the big one. I'm thinking we got to do Roman versus Rollins.
Yeah.
I think that match, since you had Punk in there, Mania, it wasn't a one-on-one.
Orton and Nick Aldis.
Orton and Cody.
No.
Orton and Cody.
If Cody come back here, then yes.
No, Cody's not going to be. Orton's going to be the heel. They keep talking about 09 Randy Orton. He can just kind of snap.
I don't know, man.
Orton can snap.
But why would he snap on Rhodes?
Because so here's the
There's no point now.
Here's the thing, right? Orton, he could say he lost his WrestleMania match. He had to face some comedy act. He can just go nuts. He could say he lost to Cena because of another comedy act, R-Truth. He could say he's been robbed of all this stuff.
But he's not going to go after Cody because of it.
Yeah, because Cody, it's the guy that Orton purposely avoided. He helped Cody out multiple times during his world title reign.
I don't see that.
He never went after him for the title. So, Orton, Cody, SummerSlam, Orton heel, Cody face.
Yeah, there's nothing else for Cody, though.
Punk Cena.
Or, like, if they throw Cody in the bloodline again. Cody and Shay. And also, I do want to say this because I don't want to forget about saying this. The reason why Logan Paul and Shay Uso happening is only because the Saturday night main event. They said this since the beginning of the show. Or like, day before Saturday night main event. Literally on Saturday main event, they said it. Back then, it used to be to get wrestling more out there. Logan Paul is the name. Everyone fucking knows him. He only on Saturday night main event. Versus Jey Uso because of his name.
Jey Uso's gonna face Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. I mean at SummerSlam.
I don't.
Because Saturday night's main event. We'll do a predictions video on it, but
yes,
one of the matches is Rollins and Breakker versus Punk and Sami.
Yeah.
I think Sami turns on Punk, joins the other two. And then you've got this like War Games feud coming up of Rollins' team versus Punk and Jey Uso, who are going to need a third, and that's where Roman comes in to help them. His cousin, and he pays back Punk for helping him at War Games last year.
That way he got paid at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but that was Heyman's favor.
It was only Heyman's favor. Wayne's didn't owe Punk a favor. Paul Heyman owned Punk a favor.
But also Reigns wants to get back at Paul Heyman. So Reigns
But why would he team up with Punk?
Because his cousin's on the team, and he wants to get back at Rollins and Heyman.
If that shit... fucking dumbass shit if that happens.
He wants to get back at Paul Heyman.
It's dumbass shit.
No, it's not.
I'm not going to team up with someone that broke up me and my one friend. That's basically what you're saying.
Punk didn't do nothing.
And it is wise,
It was Heyman's decision to split up with Reigns, not Punk's.
But he led to it. He made...
It's Seth's fault.
He made Paul Heyman be in Punk's corner and separate and cause conflict.
But that's Heyman's fault because Heyman owed Punk. If Heyman never brought Punk in the first place, they wouldn't have split up. So
I see what you said, but like,
and it's Seth's fault too. It's not Punk's fault.
It's going to be stupid if it happens. It won't change my mind. I don't know unless if woman says something, it doesn't be stupid.
I think it's Reigns, Punk, Jay.
Unless if woman say, "I hate you. I'm only doing this for like Shay," or he doesn't be doing it for himself. I hate you. I'm only teaming with you, so I can take out Paul.
Reigns, Punk, Jay.
But I feel like Roman just be a lone wolf at that
Zayn,
point.
Rollins, Breaker. And then if at SummerSlam you can either since it's gonna be Punk versus Cena, you can either have Zayn versus Jay, or, Rollins, Breaker, Zayn.
Yeah.
Versus Jay, and Jay needs two partners. His brother get thrown in there, so the Usos and Roman.
Yeah, that can happen.
And then Jimmy can be part of the War Games team at War Games.
But you don't know the other fucking Samoans.
Oh yeah, Tongaloa.
Yeah.
They're injured.
I don't really mean them. I mean Jeff. And now his name is like
JC Mateo.
I'm calling him Jeff Cobb.
Sounds like a men's clothing store, like a tuxedo store.
I was someone's.
All right, so next up is
Money in the
Bank
participants,
which is my favorite pay-per-view of all time.
Alright, let's talk about participants.
First of all, LA Knight should be Mr. Money in the Bank. I know you're not a big LA Knight fan, but even you gotta realize that this is.
I want him to win. He lost the United States Championship. Now he got. What he like just bouncing around? I like him bouncing around right now. I just want to also say this. It's a little sign up. The Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest mini feud that they are having. Oh my fucking god! Out with his fucking ward.
Bro, I'm not a big McIntyre fan. To be
I'm not saying it's like the fucking best feud ever, best mini feud, but I've been enjoying it. It's been entertaining me.
I think it's one of the. I think it's a great SmackDown feud. I don't know about pay-per-view feud, but SmackDown Saturday Night Main Event feud. I think it's great.
Honestly, what other match that they
They're gonna have a steel cage
match. The Fatal 4-Way match was good.
Yeah.
The match at Mania was good. I'm not saying put it at Bad Blood and it's Hell in a Cell. I feel like a Saturday
they're already having a cage match, so you can't do Hell in a Cell.
But
Hell in a Cell's for Reigns Rollins.
I know. But I was just really saying and not match for that. And not that good of a feud. But a Saturday Main Event steel cage match, perfect feud. Perfect feud. Got two guys that hate each other, literally just going at it, and literally just not putting them on the back burner for 3 months. Actually, they use them.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of sick of Drew McIntyre, and I've been reading reports that he's gonna be next up for Jey Uso, but it's dude, he just whines all the time, man.
That's the gimmick.
I liked him in the pandemic era when he was WWE champion. I was a big McIntyre guy, but now it's just there's so many better options. McIntyre had his time. You can't. I don't know. I just don't want to see him.
I just he did have his time, but I think he can still provide more.
Yeah, but I don't. I'm just sick of him. I don't want to say that. If you want to give him a mid-card title, fine. But first of all, I'm really hoping he doesn't win Money in the Bank.
If he wins,
I'm afraid. I have this horrible feeling that they're going to give Money in the Bank to Drew McIntyre since he failed it last year. They're going to give it to him this year and do right by him, and I really hope they don't because I want LA Knight or Finn Balor to win Money in the Bank.
And that kind of sounds like, I want I want fucking Jeff Hardy to win.
That'd be cool too.
He ain't in WWE.
Neither is Joe Hendry, but Joe Hendry had a WrestleMania match.
Well, I was my non-Western friends saying say his name and he appears. Just randomly in the group chat, I'm like, oh.
For the women's Money in the Bank, it's got to be Naomi, right?
Yeah.
I don't really care about the women's Money in the Bank. Flat out just.
I've been pretty entertained by the women's division.
No, yeah, me too. I'm just saying I don't care about the women's Money in the Bank.
I don't.
Yeah,
however you say it.
WWE.
Like that.
They give women everything that men have, like the Money in the Bank, the Intercontinental United States title, and then they don't book it properly.
Honestly,
like
no.
You're giving them all this stuff to try to be equal or whatever, to fight for equality, because God forbid they don't have something that the men have. And then you just don't book it properly. If you're going to give them
the tag team division is ass.
Right.
Get rid of it.
Exactly.
The Money in the Bank, the only good one was fucking Carmella.
Bailey's was good too, but I mean, every single one of them get cashed in so quickly, bro.
And Tiffany. I like Tiffany.
Oh yeah, Tiffany's was good. Carmella and Tiffany had them for a while. Everybody else cashes it in like the same night or the night after. It's been like, I think it's been like every time. Everybody besides Carmella and Tiffany, everybody else that I can remember, Bailey, Becky, Io, they all cashed it in like the same night or the night after.
It's get repetitive, but also like this is what I hate about wrestling too. It's like after like 20 years or 30 years about having a match or Money in the Bank.
You think we should put Money in the Bank back on the WrestleMania card?
No, I think they should come up with something new.
You don't like Money in the Bank?
I like it, but in like 10, 20, like 15 years, man.
Here's the thing.
Because everything was done with Money in the Bank. Look right now, like what else can be done?
Well, you could say the same thing about the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. But like Royal Rumble, every year, WrestleMania match, they move on. Good. But also like when you
But they kind of ruined that too because they don't even main event anymore.
Yeah. But that how it always is. I hated it. I got over it since
Sheamus won the money. Sheamus won the Rumble and wrestled in the first match and had an 18-second match.
The thing is, though, with like Royal Rumble Money in the Banks, even like me winning this show, it's like I think this year or like going into this is my like second time not doing a Money in the Bank match in between Manias, just because it's like okay, Royal Rumble winner will win the championship at Mania usually. Maybe lose. I think they, in my pick fair, they lost like 3 times. I don't know in WWE and like all that. Like I don't know the stats and all that. But like
87%.
Okay. What? How do you know that off the top of your fucking head?
I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's the number they said.
It probably is. It's definitely decently high. But like, okay, they mainly win. Then the Money in the Bank. Like besides like the last 5 years, it's been 95%.
The last 5 years.
So basically, you telling me someone wins a championship at Mania, loses it, less than maybe 5-7 months down the road, going to Mania, lose it again, and it's just like repetitive. And of course, they have like 2 championships, but honestly, when you like in my eyes, it get repetitive and like it's like you want to see. Then like once a year, like someone loses it or whatever, like the Money in the Bank winner don't lose it.
Like they make Money in the Bank kind of like Rumble, where maybe whoever holds the briefcase can hold the briefcase until SummerSlam, and they get a match at SummerSlam or something. You know how
I don't want to see that.
How Rumble's equal to Mania, but like to me, and it's like to me, you know how they have the big 4 pay-per-views. Money in the Bank's right there as number 5 to me. I mean, it's.
Personally, I see where you're coming from. It's definitely the 5th pay-per-view, but then nothing.
It might even be number 4 over Survivor Series at this point.
The Big 4, and this is why I call the Big 4 is because they've been around longest. So don't.
It's also because there's one in each quarter of the year.
That they kind of did that. Look at AEW, how they planned.
Yeah. Well.
But like in my eyes, like when anyone says Big 5 WWE pay-per-views, I look at them and like get the fuck out of it. It's the Big 4. I won't complain. Money in the Bank is top 5, literally at number 5. But don't ever come up to me and say, "Yo,
I really think it should be over Survivor Series."
Big 5, like okay, that like totally agreeable. Like I could say like definitely, Money in the Bank is definitely better than Survivor Series.
Yeah.
But like when you coming from like. I don't know like what scenario I'm thinking of for like what the word, but like when you coming from how they promote it on TV and say the Big 4 pay-per-views, and now like last year I heard it especially the Big 5.
They call it the Big 5 on TV?
Sometimes, last summer I remember Big 5 pay-per-views get thrown around and I was like, no,
Well,
don't change it. It's been the Big Four for like 30 years. Don't change it.
From your perspective of...
And I know like people are going to say like, oh, change is good. Shut the fuck up. You gotta keep it plain and simple. Maybe it's just me, but I like shit. If it like actually makes sense, just leave it.
From your perspective of getting rid of Money in the Bank or whatever, maybe relaxing it for a couple of years, then you have one gimmick pay-per-view.
Yeah, I could see that.
So you need your gimmick pay-per-views, otherwise it's the same thing every month with a different name.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Just like they got rid of Hell in a Cell. Now you don't. Now that's another paper. Now the October pay-per-view, same thing as the other months with a different name.
I could see that too, and I'm happy like Crown Jewel isn't, or no, what is it, King of the Queen? Not happening because like that would.
The only gimmick pay-per-views we have now are Rumble, Chamber, Money in the Bank, and War Games.
Like Elimination Chamber, winner faces with that 6 people.
So what if
usually they don't win the championship.
Yeah. So what if you take Chamber, move that to the summertime, and have the winner of that go to SummerSlam, like how the winner of the Rumble goes to Mania? But I don't know. I feel like you need the gimmick pay-per-views, otherwise you have the same pay-per-view every month. With
I see what you were saying. It's just like.
So I say keep Money in the Bank. I say bring back Hell in a Cell, and you know.
I'm not saying get rid of it and like. I'm not saying like get rid of it.
Is it rolling?
Yeah. I don't want to say like get rid of it like this year or next year. I'm saying like down the road, 10, 15 years, it's going to get repetitive.
You know what? Here's a hot take. Get rid of War Games. Bring back the 5-on-5s.
No.
Yeah, bring back the 5-on-5s.
Get the fuck out of it.
Or then bring back bragging rights. Because I like the idea of brand warfare. First of all, the brand split sucks. They have everybody show up on every show. And they have a draft. The draft lasts for about 1 month. And then everybody shows up on every show again. They don't have
Honestly, it lasts for like a decent amount. It lasts until like.
But at this point, at this point, just don't have a draft anymore, man. Because like it's pointless. They just show up. But I've always liked the idea of champion versus champion, like the Raw champion versus
I liked it for
and the
what
Raw
I
team
saw
versus SmackDown teams, which was bragging rights. So I started watching in 2009, and they stopped bragging rights in like I think it was 2010. So I only saw 1 or 2 bragging rights shows. Of course, I went back and watched them all, but in my history of watching, I've only seen 1 or 2. And then they turned Survivor Series into like the 5-on-5s. I loved Team Cena versus The Authority at 2014's Survivor Series.
I liked it
when
too.
Sting came out and Ziggler was the sole survivor. But like
I've been seeing him.
Now they changed it to. Then they changed it to brand versus brand at Survivor Series, which was great, especially when they invaded each other. Like, holy shit. And NXT pulled up on the tank with Triple H.
Oh, yeah.
That shit was fucking awesome. And now it's War Games. War Games, to me, is one of those things that, like how you brought up, if you do War Games every year, that match is going to get repetitive and lose its value.
Yes and no.
You have 2 cages.
The thing is, with repetitive though, it's only a pay-per-view and you only see the match. After the match, the only thing that lives on after the match is the storyline.
Right,
and not a briefcase that, oh, this guy's gonna get a championship opportunity and win the championship in 2 months.
So the one part of Hell in a Cell...
That's why I hate the Money in the Bank.
That I do agree
I don't
with.
hate it, I just think it's going to get repetitive after 10, 15 years down the road.
The one part that I do agree with was removing Hell in a Cell is because look at War Games, right? In kayfabe, you can't have a War Games match all year until November time because that's Survivor Series. What if, you've got a faction and a faction...
Same thing with Elimination Chamber.
Right, but what if you've got faction and faction feuding in January, right? But
they would never book themselves to a war like that.
And this match needs War Games. You can't have War Games match at the Royal Rumble because it's not fucking Survivor Series. Like, that's the one thing I agree with removing the Hell in a Cell pay-per-views, because in kayfabe, you couldn't have a feud of that caliber until October. If you have these feuds spread all over the place, I'd say have a War Games match at Rumble and then Mania, and then not for 4 years, if that's what the feud needs.
Yeah, I didn't say this, too, though. Like... I know Triple H would never put him back himself into a wall and do what you were saying. Maybe
but
Vince might.
But that's what makes it too predictable. Is that once
it's fucking wrestling. What do you want?
Once October, November rolls around and there's these two factions, everybody knows where this is going.
No shit.
Like if you don't have that
prediction,
and then you
it's predictable is good.
And then you have Judgment Day and Bloodline feud in February, and they're like, oh shit, let's have a War Games match. Holy shit, I wasn't expecting that. But every November, two factions go against each other. Here comes the War Games match. Like,
but they also sometimes, like this past year, like who was going to be the 5th member of the Bloodline? That was a big thing. You cannot say it wasn't.
Yeah, so you could do that in the middle of the year. Why does it have to be every November? Like that's why, like to me, I liked the brand versus brand format better because then you
don't like predictable. You
have the whole year to build up the brands to be the best brand, and then at the end of the year you settle it to see who the best brand really was all year. But War Games, you know, you have to do a faction versus faction match in November. God forbid there's a red hot Judgment. You know, we'll use Judgment Day and Bloodline as an example.
I want Judgment Day to be gone too.
But we're just going to use it as an example. Let's say February rolls around. Judgment Day's red hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 9 months later in November, they're cooled down. Nobody cares about them anymore. But we've been dragging this out from February to November. They're feuding with the Bloodline.
2 fucking years.
Exactly. That's why if you get rid of the War Games pay-per-view and you just have it end a feud like they're doing with the Hell in a Cell. As much as I love the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, I do agree with it on this part. If you just have it end a feud, no matter what time of the year it is, then you don't got to drag these feuds out so damn long.
But why? Who doesn't do that to themselves? Tell me one booker that would do that.
But that's what I'm saying. What if the factions are hot in February, right? And you got to strike when the
iron's hot. Tell me when that will happen.
Then they come back months later and nobody cares about them.
You are acting like wrestling isn't scripted and saying, "Oh, out of nowhere they didn't become hot." Triple H knows how to book shows.
But he doesn't control who gets over. Cross is over right now. Triple H didn't make him over. That'd be like.
But also, like, the thing is, like, if I know, like, the Judgment Day is over, like, right now they are over. I'm not gonna, like, I'm gonna be pushing them, but I'm not going to have them interfere with the other faction if I know I'm 9 months out. I can do it. I can do it in fucking September. Boom! Just keep pushing them.
Here's an example, though, right?
Give Finn the fucking title if I was him.
So right now, Cross is very over. Okay, he got over organically. Let's say he had his own faction right now, right?
Final Testament.
Well, whatever. All right, we'll use them as an example. Let's say they're still around, and Cross is red hot right now, right? Obviously, he's #1 merch seller, whatever. So he gets into, you know, Bloodline's hot too. This new Bloodline. They want to pit them against each other. They're gonna wait until November.
Then they won't have put them together yet.
That's what I'm saying. They're waiting, and then in November, nobody's gonna care about Cross anymore, and it's gonna be pointless.
Tell me one time that ever happened.
Well, okay.
You can.
On the spot, you can't think of it, but I'm sure it's happened before.
I don't think so, man. Because look at the Undisputed Era.
Look at LA Knight. LA Knight. He was red hot.
Everyone is still fucking saying he's hot. He was
red hot.
They know shit. He's still hot. You can say about fucking Joe Hendry.
I hope he wins Money in the Bank this year, but he should have won it 2 years ago.
No shit. But 2 years ago, I thought it was way too early, honestly. I knew he was hot. I should say I wanted to see it. Yeah, I wanted.
The thing is, they hate when people get over on their own. They want to make the person get over. They don't like when people.
Shit.
But Enzo and Cass, they got over on their own because everybody loved them. But WWE didn't get them over, so WWE stopped pushing them.
Rest in peace, Enzo and Cass.
Brock Lesnar. What do you want to talk about Brock Lesnar about?
We told him,
like,
is he not, or is he not?
No, he's not. He said he was retired.
When?
Some fan met up with him at a barbershop and asked him, "Are you retired?" And he said yes.
Okay.
The other day he got a pedicure.
Alright, the main reason why I wanted to talk about Brock Lesnar is because I got told this. Or like a question. Brock Lesnar daughter.
Isn't she like some amateur wrestler that's doing
No, she like fucking shot put. She just won her like 4th or whatever.
Yeah, I'm like
fucking nuts.
She's some like Olympian or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
WWE's gonna try to scoop her up, just like they're trying to
that's what I was about to say. Like, do you think she's gonna get scooped up?
They're trying to scoop up Scott Steiner's kid now too, and Mark Henry's kid, Jacob Henry.
Oh yeah, Jacob said like.
I think Jacob's already like signed or something, but he's like 18, so they're just trying.
I think he would Booker T.
Oh, but like, reality wrestling?
Yeah, well, no, MAW or whatever.
Speaking of
he and Suppin, I saw Suppin.
Speaking of Booker T, I know you don't watch LFG, so I'll just talk to the camera. Jasper Troy and Tyra May Steele have won LFG. Listen.
Who?
I love Jasper Troy. I think he's great. Shiloh Hill got robbed. Shiloh Hill should have won that because now here's the thing. Jasper Troy goes right up to NXT. Shiloh Hill has to stay down and evolve. What else does Shiloh have to train? He's ready. Jasper Troy is this close to being ready, but I think he still needs to work on his emotions, and because his emotions are going to end up getting the best of him. We've seen it with plenty of wrestlers before. I think Shiloh should have won. Shiloh's ready to go up to NXT. Jasper Troy needs to go to Evolve probably for about a month or two, work on his emotions, and he can come up. But, I mean, Shiloh, you can't wait too long with Shiloh or he's going to go down to Evolve, get burnt out, and then nobody's going to care about him anymore. Shiloh Hill is more than ready to be called up. He should have won that show. Jasper should have been sent to Evolve, work on his emotions for 1 or 2 months. He's about this close. He gets called up. Tyra May Steele, Xena Stura, I think they're both great too. I think they're both going to have big futures. Tyra, I'm fine with winning, but Shiloh Hill got robbed. Now back to stuff he actually understands.
Who?
So LFG is like this tough enough type show. You gotta watch it. It was actually pretty cool. They just renewed it for like 3 more seasons.
Wait, what? Yo.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but actually, Mickey James said there's like 2 seasons a year. So they renewed it for 3 years. So there's like gonna be like 6 seasons.
Oh shit. But like when is Evolve on? I've been trying to watch.
I don't know. I think that's on Thursdays. They've also got NXT Level Up. I think unless they just turn that into Evolve. But like, why do you have so many?
I saw something that turned into baseball. Like, you probably saw it.
Yeah, there was a graphic. Like, you go from Level Up to Evolve to NXT.
Yeah, like Segway, Double A. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's actually fucking sick. Pick me up, WWE, please. Oh, I just remember, like, decently about something. Well, not really. Check out Fatu.
Amazing.
Not what I mean, man.
Amazing.
But like, why? Like, no, not why. But
he's
like,
being held back, being in Solo Sikoa's group. Yeah. I think Jacob Fatu's the leader of that group. As much as I didn't like that he dethroned LA Knight, because LA Knight's my guy.
Did, on SmackDown, he like the words that you used to say.
No. Wait,
you didn't watch SmackDown?
I didn't see. No, I only saw clips.
Wow, what a weird wrestling fan he is.
I watch, bro. I watch I've never missed a show since 2009 when I started watching. I don't watch them that day. I'd go back and watch them.
Wow.
But I have never missed a show since 2009.
I definitely missed the show.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never missed one. I don't watch all of them day of, but I go back and watch every single one.
Yeah, that makes sense because I text you and you're like, yo, I forgot Raw is on tonight. And I'm like, bro.
Yeah. Well, I usually end up watching Raw, if not Monday night, on Tuesday. Thing is, there's baseball on. I watch baseball because baseball you can't go back and watch. You got Peacock and the networks.
Baseball, it's boring as shit.
Bro, nah, we gotta start a sports channel. Talk about baseball.
You can. Fuck sports. Oh no. Oh yeah, kind of. Can't stand baseball. If you do,
that's because you're.
I always wanted to say this. If you lose a baseball game, you're just ass at baseball. The time didn't run out. You got like 27 outs, I think it is.
Yeah. Hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports.
I didn't. I'm sitting here saying this, and I didn't even hit baseball and t-ball.
Bro, you're just mad that you're a Phillies fan. Pick a better team than you'll like baseball, bro.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. You root for the Yankees.
No, I'm Yankees.
Oh, you're a bandwagon?
Yeah. I'm looking around finding more Yankees. No.
Oh, I was looking around. Here, what are we looking at?
No, Yankees.
Well, now we're talking about baseball instead of wrestling, which means it's probably time to end this.